Hello there folks, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. And here we are joined with Jebediah on the Mun. And yeah, last episode it appears that the later part of the episode actually got corrupted, so I'm going to go through a little bit of an overview of what happened. Well, pretty much nothing very eventful happened. We started our descent, we used our main engine to descend most of the way there, and we barely used any of the fuel in these fuel tanks to descend. It was a very mundane landing. We gathered our science, we did a surface sample, we did an EVA report, we planted our flag, we completed all of our contracts. So the only thing that is left to do is to make it back to Kerbal. And then there's a lot of science inside of this capsule right now, like the surface sample, EVA report, crew report, that sort of thing, as well as a goo container and the temperature module thingamabob. So we have a bunch of science, and because we did complete all of our contracts, we do get some science from that as well. I think we have 184 science just to spend from contracts without even making it back to Kerbal. So let's get back in here. We'll show you how much fuel we actually have left. And we'll get Jeb on up here. There we go. He'll grab onto that, and then we will board. So, yeah, that's how much fuel we have left. That's a significant amount. I'm guessing that'll be enough to get back to Kerbal. If it's not, we'll transmit all of the data that we can, and at a later date, we will rescue good old Jebediah. But let's hope it doesn't come down to that. All right, and it is. We do have pretty good staging here, so that there should be a lot of Delta V, so we shouldn't have an issue with that. However, if we do, we can always rescue him, and that'll be a good time to show how to do orbital rendezvous, which are kind of challenging. Alright, well, here we are, we're on the Mun. So if we actually burn off in this direction, we will actually kill most of our velocities. So what direction is that? That's going to be that direction-ish, sort of. So we'll want to turn towards the, what is it, the 270 degree marker. I believe it's right there. I hope you can see my mouse pointer, but it's right there if you can see it. That's where we're going to want to burn towards, and that'll kill most of our velocity. So let's turn the SAS on, and we've dwelled here long enough. And, oh yeah, first Mun landing, that's just our flag. There's a little plaque that says first Mun landing, and derp. Alright, well, let us... actually, that's not the way we want to go. We want to go this way. This way! This way to Kerbal. Alright. Let's continue going this way, make sure that it's correct. Well, it's mostly correct. I believe we need to be... This is actually correct, I believe. And this should get us... oh, maybe not. Let's stop that, because I'm going in a polar orbit. This must be the way that we need to go. Is that altering? Yeah, that's the way we need to go. Okay. Too bad we wasted a lot of fuel doing that, but we did get pretty high up. Okay, I'm going to stop there. When we get to our apoaps, we're going to burn even further. So let's add a maneuver. Go prograde enough, and we should break out of the... Yeah, and then we'll go right to Kerbal. It will land on the pole. Not that I really want to do that, so let me see if I can burn in a different direction and land... Yeah. It's a lot of Delta V. Just to... I guess we're landing on the poles. And we might... No, we won't be able to do any science because we already have our science container full. Actually, no, we should be able to take a surface sample and a crew report and then hop back in. Maybe. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to cancel this. So at our apoaps, we're going to add a maneuver, prograde a little bit until... Oop, too much. Until we reach Kerbal. Oop, zoom in a little bit more. I think that's going to be good. How much burn time is that? 19 seconds. That's actually a lot of delta V, but I believe we have that much in our capsule, so that should not be an issue. All right, well, let us time warp a little bit. And Jeb does not have the ability to time warp or to go to the maneuver node. He only gets to prograde, retrograde, and stability assist right now. I wanted to have a horizontal orbit, a normal orbit, and then I would be able to land somewhere near the equator, but I think we'll be fine. All right, so let's go here. Let's find our... Looks like we're past our maneuver node. I suppose I can retract my gear. Not that it really matters, because we're going to be ditching all of this in a bit. So, yep, let's burn. And we're going to be creating an orbit. And soon enough, we're going to break away. There we go. Where's our periaps? Periaps is pretty low yet, so let's keep on burning until the periaps gets within the atmosphere. Actually, you know what? That'll be fine, because now we're kind of on a somewhat not polar orbit, which is fine. And we still have enough fuel to adjust our orbit so our periaps can come within the atmosphere. So, cool. Alright, well, let's speed up time a bit then. Goodbye, Moon. It was nice knowing you. We'll probably put some landers and stuff there eventually. But not now. There's no reason to do that. We have bigger and better things to do, such as going to Minmus and eventually the other planets, and probably the other planets quite soon. Alright, goodbye! And we still have a bunch of fuel left in this guy, so... where's the periaps? Periaps is getting lower, so I'm going to continue to burn. And our periaps is shrinking, and ooh, we're going to have actually a really nice equatorial type, well, not orbit, but and I think if we stop it right there, we should be fine. Yeah, alright. Looks like there's some sort of weirdness going on with the maneuver node. Oh well, let's get rid of the maneuver node. There we go. We don't need that. Alright, well, let's time warp a little bit. We're going to keep our fuel tank still attached to us because we, well, don't want anything crazy to happen. It's been 2 days on our mission, so that's pretty cool. Actually, no, how long has it been? I don't think it's been 2 days. It's been... Okay, it's been 2 days. Alright, well, that's cool. And Jebediah in the lander can. Just showing a little bit of information there. Now, wouldn't it be cool if we were able to land near KSP? KSP is right there. Kerbal Space Command, KSC rather, is right there, so... We might, I think the planet's going to rotate a little bit too far and we're going to miss KSC. So that's kind of unfortunate. Actually, we're coming down pretty quick, so we might actually land near KSC, which is going to be pretty awesome. So actually, you know what we can do? We can bring our periaps a little bit lower because we have the fuel. And then we can hopefully land, excuse me, somewhere near the Kerbal Space Command Center, which would be kind of cool. I mean, we really don't need to. We can land pretty much anywhere on the planet, but I think it'd be cool if we could land somewhere near it. At least on the same side of the planet would be nice. I don't want to come in at such an angle that I burn up too quick, so I think that's actually good. We're going to ditch our engine. You have served us well, and we're going to point towards prograde, and we're going to stay there. In fact, I told Jeb to stay pointed towards prograde. So the heat shield absorbs the brunt of the atmosphere. So let's speed up time a little bit. All right. And we still have 2 parachutes left to bring us in. Let's keep him pointed towards prograde. There we go. Good job, Jeb. Right where we need it to be. The atmosphere is going to slow us down, so we might undershoot KSP a little bit, or KSC rather. I keep on saying KSP. It's KSC. Get it right. Oh, looks like we had a little bit of a glitch there. A little bit of a stutter. Hopefully that's nothing too important. Alright, we're coming in hot. Well, we will be soon, rather. So right on the other side of that mountain is Kerbal Space Command, so I think we're going to undershoot it. Yeah, we're definitely going to undershoot it. But it looks like we'll make it onto the same continent, which is, you know, better than I can normally do. Or at the very least, we'll make it near the shores of that continent. Okay, so we're definitely going to make it on here. And I believe this is a desert, which means we could get some useful information from that. Alright. The heat shield is hopefully going to protect us from re-entry, so none of our goo containers or anything important gets burned up. How is our heat shield doing? Ablator is a little bit's going away, not much. Not much to worry about. This is a rather big heat shield, so it should really slow our descent quite a lot before we even deploy our parachutes. And almost on to 20,000 meters, and we just broke under 1,000 meters per second, and we're slowing very, very quickly. Looks like our ablator is just about stopped ablating. So we can turn our SAS off. Okay, we skipped over the desert, so we're not going to get any good information from this. We're not going to be in the mountain terrain either, so I guess we're probably not going to be doing much science out here. But I might plant a flag just for funsies. Actually, I don't know if we have any flags left, because I think you only get one. Well, let's do that to the parachute. And let's see, can I rotate the correct way? Nah, it doesn't matter. We'll land on our heat shield. We'll be upside down, but it'll be fine. We didn't lose any of the valuable information either, so we should get a metric butt ton of science from this, and we should be able to get some good scientific equipment from it. And I'm guessing we're probably going to go for the scientific probe stuff, because scientific probes are light, and you don't really care if you lose them, so I think we're going to do that, because we're going to start probing the other planets. Alright, well, let's speed up time a little bit. Jebediah is loving it as always. And just about there, so I'm going to slow down. In fact, I'm going to go into IVA. Kind of strange, but there we are. I thought there was a surface altimeter here. Yep, there it is. We're around 1,000 meters away from the surface. No, there's the vertical speed. And what's our vertical speed? Hopefully it's pretty low. Alright, let's take a look. Whoop, not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. There we go. So it looks like we're going to land on the plains biome, or hills biome. Not entirely sure if there's a hills biome. Maybe it's the foothills. We might be able to take a crew... Well, I don't want to take a crew report from here because that would overwrite our crew report from the moon. Alright, and... stuck the landing. Perfect. I'm going to see if I can do an EVA and do an EVA report. So... EVA. He's kind of upside down. But that's okay. EVA report from Kerbin's Highlands. So that's what it is. So we did get a little bit of science from it. Not too much, but can't really complain. Can I take a surface sample? Take a surface sample. 18 science. We're going to keep that too. And we're going to board it. And we're going to recover it. So, 750, holy crap, that's a lot of science. And we got some money back from our parts. Not that that's really gonna matter, because we got a metric crap ton of credits from all of our missions that we completed for the Mun stuff. Moon, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, there we go. Let's go spend our 715 science. And Jebediah reach level 2. Sweet. It's nice to have a nice pilot with us. Alright. 715 science, I think we can splurge a little bit. Advanced construction, yeah, we'll take that because of the separators are nice, as well as the tricouplers, and nose cones, not so much. But the other decouplers are nice, so we're going to take that. Arrow cones. Well, we do want the protective fairing for our probes, so we're going to take that. Do we have anything? Do we even have our probes yet? That's one thing I need to see. Probes. Okay, so we do have the Stayputnik. We should get some better solar panels, so let's get some better solar panels. Miniaturization. These are good for probes because they're little stack decouplers and clampetrons and stuff that are small, so we'll take that. Science exploration, which gives us pressure barometers and the ever-important mobility enhancer for, well, mobility enhancing. And yes, we need the probe engines, so we're going to take the probe engines. I guess we'll take the hitchhiker container too. It looks like that's all we're going to be able to do, but we got a lot of science done there. So we have 105 science left. It's going to take 160 for all this stuff. So we're going to have to get busy with the sciencing. So what's our next thing that we want? We don't need the advanced grabbing unit, not right now. And we really don't need the clampetron stuff, so that's not going to be a priority. The bigger fuel tanks, that we could use that. And the smaller engines, we could use that as well. These use monopropellant. And that's good for probes, and more importantly, it's good for what is it good for? I don't know. It's good for when you're doing orbital maneuvers. That's really what it's good for. So, and this stuff requires a whole bunch of science. We can get some fuel cells, which turns liquid fuel and oxidizer into energy. And this guy here is just some more sciencey stuff, and another communitron, which is a really nice communitron. That's the best one. It gives you the most science, I believe. And here's more science. Scanning surfaces and stuff. That would be cool, because I do believe there's something where you can harvest resources. Also, this is in a mobile processing lab, which is great for space stations, because I believe that gives you pretty much close to 100% of your science, and it allows you to do more than one science experiment. So that's kind of cool. Supersonic flight, not really concerned about flight, so that's not a high priority. This one, not really a high priority, but it does have bigger fairings, so there's that. Also, better landing struts, so this is kind of a priority. Also has better parachutes. Bigger command modules, eventually. Once we have better propulsion, that'll be good. And then, once again, this stuff with some ladders and stuff. Yeah, so we do have some stuff to work towards, but let's take a look at the science contracts right now. Orbit Min-Miss. Could try that. Explore Ike. Ooh. So, we have a whole bunch of stuff we can do. Orbital Rendezvous for rescuing Wilful Kerman from orbit. Nah, I don't really want to do orbital rendezvous quite yet. Perform temperature scans of the Mun. Okay, so put your vessel into a stable orbit around Min-Miss to achieve this goal. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a probe, and we're going to put it around Min-Miss. So complete that contract. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I really don't want to do that. Oh no, he's so sad. Oh well. We're doing real science here. We're not testing people's products. We're not a product testing division. They can do that on their own. We are a science place. Alright, let's go build ourselves a probe launchy thing. So I'll meet you back when we have such a probe launchy thing. Alright, so here we are with the probe launcher Mark 1. Uses a very similar design to our last design. However, we did put some nose cones on it, and we have this cool little adaptive fairing, which is going to prevent all of this stuff from causing excess drag on our rocket and making it wobble in one direction or another, and it prevents it if we are going quickly, it won't burn off, which is very nice because they can and will get damaged in flight. So as you see, here's our probe. It has a little ant engine, and that's this one. What is this? An engine for ants? Yes, it is an engine for ants. It's called the Ant. We have our probe right here. We have one thermometer, one barometric pressure, one goo container, and on the other side we also decided to throw in another barometric pressure thing because in case we get around the orbit of Minmus, we will do one scan for that, and then we will do another one when we are landed, maybe? I don't know. If we have enough fuel, we might try to land. And then we also have the comms here for transmitting the data back to Kerbal, because we're not making it back to Kerbal with this thing, and we don't really need to, so that's pretty nice. Also, there's a battery here. We have 2 photovoltaic cells on the side which extend out when we are in space, and then there's also a small SAS unit on the top. And as far as the rocket goes, just your standard big rocket with your skipper, and then we have cross-feeding reliant engines with fins on them to stabilize us in the atmosphere. So this should definitely get us there. That shouldn't be an issue at all. The probe itself is fairly light, so I'm not really concerned about actually having enough delta V to get there. So I think that'll be good. So why don't we try to launch this thing? Alright, well, let's check the staging, make sure everything is right. And it isn't, so yeah, let's do that. In fact, well, you know what? I think this episode's gone on long enough. We did an incredible amount of science on the Mun, wherever it is. It's not appearing to show its face right now, but we accomplished quite a bit. And next episode, we're going to make it to Minmus with a probe, and then after that, we'll make it to Minmus with some Kerbals, do some serious science, maybe even do some rovering on Minmus, perhaps. And I think we'll go from there, and then we'll have enough science to hopefully make it to our ultimate objective, this planet. And, well, not necessarily the planet itself, but this guy right here, which is actually an incredibly hard target to hit. So I'm going to see if I can focus on Lathe, and yes. I'm going to send some Kerbal Nauts on vacation to Lathe eventually, but we have to get there small steps at a time. So I think that'll be it for this episode. Thank you folks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.